What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New trailer for Alien Earth promises the Xenomorphs aren't the only monsters this time. No kidding. We already knew that. We knew that from everything that you all have been pushing out on this particular series. There's supposedly supposed to be 5 total different monsters that these species have been captured, and they're located, being housed, whatever, on this ship that crashes onto Earth. And then part of the story is that this ragtag team of soldiers or whatever is supposed to track down these monsters, with the Xenomorph being one of them. So that's nothing new. I am interested, though, even though this is an Alien IP, this is an Alien show, I am interested to see what these other 4 monsters are going to be, what they're going to look like, how deadly they're going to be. But I feel that we'll get very small snippets of them before they're killed off, and then obviously the primary focus will be the Xenomorph. Now, whether they're killed off by the humans or they're killed off by the Xenomorph, because the Xenomorph is just that much more powerful and more deadly than the others, remains to be seen. So, but we do have a new trailer that we're going to take a look at here in a moment. As you can see, this trailer just dropped today. So as we always do, we're going to take a look at the article details, see if there's anything new to learn, and then we're going to jump over to the trailer and see. I'm hoping we do get a few more new scenes, right? I don't want this to be a complete recycled version of all the teasers and then the official trailer that we got, just reordered and put in. I'm hoping we do get to see some new stuff. So let's get into it. We are now just under a month away. Thank God. It feels like we've been talking about Alien Earth forever. I mean, I think we started talking about this, I want to say almost middle towards the end of last year, definitely into this year. And it's just been I would be interested to see the marketing cost that has been that FX has put behind Alien Earth, because it has to be astronomical. The amount of marketing that has been put behind this show, it better pay off in the numbers, but I don't want them to have and I don't think it will. And maybe this is a complete unfair comparison, but I'm using this comparison because it's just one of the more recent shows that's come out. So if y'all remember The Bondsman that came out with Kevin Bacon over on Amazon Prime, I think it was 8 episodes, and it dropped on day 1, all 8 episodes. It was in the top 10 its first week. It dropped out of the top 10 the second week, and then by week 3 or 4, they canceled the show. I'm not saying that's going to happen here, right? And one of the reasons why they said they canceled the show is because the numbers dropped. Well, and as I said before, when we've talked about The Bondsman, of course the numbers dropped. You put all episodes on day 1, and they watched it in the first week, and then they had no reason to go back and watch any more of it. We don't know yet. I don't know yet, but it looks like we might find out maybe in this article how they're going to do the release schedule. So let's keep moving. We're a month away from the premiere of the FX television series Alien Earth, which marks the first time the film franchise has made its way onto the small screen. Creator Noah Hawley's Alien Earth will premiere with the franchise horror series' first 2 episodes on August 12th at 8 p.m. on FX and Hulu in the US, and Disney Plus International. New episode. Okay, we are getting the schedule. New episodes will follow weekly on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. through the 23rd. So what is that? 8-10 episodes roughly. We'll watch the brand new trailer below, which we're going to do. We have the synopsis here. I don't know if we necessarily need to read that again. We've read that countless times since we started covering this. So the series deals with the emergence of the story's infamous, and we know this, Weyland-Yutani Corporation, the race between corporations to create new android life. That's nothing new. We already know about that. We have the official plot synopsis, which again we've read plenty of times, and all the actresses' names. We have a poster, but this isn't a new poster. This is one of the posters that's been released out there. It's one of my favorite ones, where you have the face hugger hugging the Earth. So I really do like this one. But yeah, nothing new as far as content. But I mean, what we do have new though to know is the release schedule. So again, we're getting the first 2 episodes on the 12th. I'm going to pull up a calendar real quick and see. So the 12th is on it. So they're doing this on a Tuesday. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 6 weeks after that. So a total of 8 episodes is what we're getting. And it doesn't look like they're taking a mid-series break. I know sometimes we see that happen where we get to episode 4, they take a break, like a week or so off, sometimes up to 2 weeks before continuing the series, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. They're going to run it through week over week. So again, these are going to drop on Tuesdays. We will be doing a series episode review of these, like we are currently doing with Dexter Resurrection as well. So be on the lookout for that. I will create a separate playlist for this series, so that way we can have everything housed in one spot. So we're also going to I know with it coming out on a Tuesday, I'll watch these on Tuesday, but I'll probably wait until Fridays to upload the video, just because of spoilers. I want to give everyone enough time to watch the series, watch the episode, that way they're not fully spoiled. But yeah, like I said, we'll do a playlist. Like I said, we've done it with Dexter Resurrection, Dexter Original Sin. Dexter Resurrection is still running, so we'll continue to put videos in that one. And also, we just started a new series yesterday as well, The Trouble with Tessa, which is a 6-episode series over on Screenbox. They've dropped the first 2 episodes over there, and then next week they'll drop the next 2, and then week 3 they'll drop the last 2. So if you have Screenbox and you haven't checked out that series, highly recommend you check out that series. It's great start so far. So, all right, let's get back to the top of this article. Let me get my cursor. All right, so let's get back to the top of this article. Now, let's pull up this new trailer for Alien Earth, and let's hope we get some new scenes in this one.
If I'm not human, what am I?
Did you even think about it? Was it blue skies from Earth? Did you see a green world from your side?
This ship collected specimens. 5 new life forms from distant planets. Monsters.
We don't lock them down, it will be too late.
So I think that looks really good, actually. I think we actually got quite a few new scenes in that one. So one of the things I want to call out is the ship that we saw at the beginning of that trailer. We're seeing the outside of the ship, then we're brought inside of it where we see at least one of the creatures, because we see like this pod or egg again later on, as some of them are walking down the corridor on the ship, what appears to be a ship, and it's hanging from the ceiling. But then we see, I'm assuming it's obviously the same ship, because then we see an explosion take place. We see another scene kind of shift, right, where a lot of people are dead on the ship with one person alive, which appears to be an android, because if you looked at his arm quickly, one of his, not the arm that was holding the pistol, the other arm, it looked like full android, but just with like a silicone covering over it. But then soon after we see that, a ship, like a escape pod type ship, breaks off from like this main ship and starts heading towards Earth. And then we get a little bit more talk over, there's people in this jungle. And then we get into a city scene where a ship is crash landing. That doesn't look like the same massive ship that had the explosion and it has all the creatures on it. It almost, if you do a quick comparison, it looks like it's the smaller ship that's crash landing. And possibly this larger ship maybe crash lands somewhere else, or the specimens, we'll call them, are where they're kept are actually part of this smaller ship. So in the case of emergency, if they have to break off from the larger ship, everything is still contained in this smaller one, so they don't lose the specimens, right? So hopefully they'll explain that a bit, because you almost are meant to assume and believe that the larger ship is what crashes on Earth, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's the smaller one. Unless they both do, and then just one crashes in the city and another one crashes somewhere else. We also saw briefly what was in the ship at the beginning, that flower-looking pod that was being kept. It's now outside of that container and was hanging from the ceiling. We saw a little bit of that. One thing I also saw that looked anew, those cryo tubes, they're obviously using those. It looks like a face hugger, either a face hugger had to have gotten in at one point, or that person was impregnated by a face hugger, put in there, and somewhere along the lines, the alien grew and broke out, because it looks like the blood is dripping on the outside of the tube, because on the tubes next to it, you can see blood dripping down as well. So it looks like someone might have been put into cryosleep with an alien embryo in them. Right after that, though, is the most interesting part of what I think. We see someone standing in this dark, another part of the ship, but we see all the eggs, like the alien eggs that we would see in the original films. So, and they look very much like what we saw in the original films. So that leads me to believe, now, do we have a potential queen situation, right? Do we have a xenomorph queen that's laying all these eggs? If so, I think that's another big twist, because I wouldn't have expected them. We've seen a queen before. We saw it in the second film, Aliens. I would be surprised if we're going to see a queen in this one, but you never know what they're going to probably throw at us, because there were quite a few eggs that were there for them just to be experimenting on and using this to set it up. We move on a little bit more. Now we saw a little bit in the jungle again with like Marines or soldiers, which wasn't new. That looked all pretty much the same. But the newest scene was at the end, where we're looking, like we're inside the cave looking out, and we see, not in too far of a distance, a fully grown alien, fully grown xenomorph, and it is loose on Earth. Now this is where I'm going to get on my soapbox for a moment, because I wonder to myself, how are they going to explain in the fact that in the Aliens film, the second film, aliens had never made it to Earth, and now they are clearly on Earth. So how are they now going to make sure they fully contain this? Because that would have defeated the purpose of that original film. So anyways, that's going to do it for this quick trailer review for the second trailer for Alien Earth. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you thought about it. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button. And as always, it is free to subscribe to the channel. So please make sure you do subscribe, as always. And we will see you at the next one. Later.